Let's do it 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Let's do it. I hope I can handle that. Or 15. Okay, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. God damn. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Alright. Because this is because I'm not I'm already reading Harry Potter how to say that? I'm already reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets right now, so it's not the first books, but I think it's fine. So yeah, I'm already in Chamber 7. So yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. Harry spent a lot of time over the next few days dodging out of sight whenever he saw Grindelwald Lockhart coming down a corridor. Harder to avoid was Colin Creevy. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce their name, but I think name is not very important. So, who seems to have memorized Harry's schedule. Nothing seems to give Colin a bigger thrill than to say, "All right, Harry." Thrill. I don't know how to pronounce it right, so search it up.
Trill.
Oh, that pronounced trail. Okay, trail. No, it's not. God, stupid.
Thrill.
Thrill. Okay. Then you say, all right, Harry, 6 or 7 times a day and here. Hello, Colin. Back. However, exseparate. Exasperated.
Exasperated.
Fuck. Exasperated. Exasperated Harry sounded when he said it. Hedwig was still angry with Harry about
Disastrous.
disastrous car journey, and Ron's wand was still malfunctioning. Surpassing itself on Friday morning by shooting out of Ron's head and charms and hitting tiny old Professor Flintwing squarely, right? Squarely,
Squarely.
squarely between the eyes, creating a large thrombing green boil where it had struck.
Throb.
Throbbing green boil where it had struck. So with one thing and another, Harry was quite glad to reach the weekend. He, Ron, and Hermione were planning to visit Hagrid on Saturday morning. Harry, however, was shaken awake several hours earlier than he would have liked by Oliver Wood, captain of the Gryffindor Quidditch team. "What's the matter?" said Harry. I don't know how to. What's that? Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
Groggily.
Groggily. In a weak way that shows you cannot think clearly or walk normally. Usually because you have been asleep. Okay, groggily. Quidditch practice, said Wood. Come on. Harry squinted, squinted, right?
Squint.
Squinted to partially close your eyes in order to see more clearly. Harry squinted at the window. There was a thin mist hanging across the pink and gold sky. Now that he was awake, he couldn't understand how he could have slipped through the racket the birds were making. Oliver, Harry croaked. It's the crack of dawn. Exactly, said Wood. He was a tall and burly 6-year, and at that moment his eyes were gleaming with the what crazy what wow 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 wow
Crazed.
crazed behaving in a wild or strange way, especially because of strong emotional extremely crazed. Oh god.
Enthusiasm.
Crazed enthusiasm, a feeling of energetic interest in a particular subject or activity, and a eagerness to be involved in it. Huh? Crazy enthusiasm. Alright. It's part of our new training program. Come on, grab your broom and let's go, said Wood heartily. None of the other teams have started training yet. We are going to be first off the mark this year. Yawning and shivering slightly. Right, I think I hope I pronounced it right.
Shiver.
Shivering. When people or animals shiver, they shake slightly because they feel cold, or frightened. Okay, it's like woo, right? Harry climbed out of bed and tried to find his Quidditch ropes. Good man, said Wood. Meet you on the field in 15 minutes. When he found his scarlet team ropes and pulled on his cloak for warmth, Harry scribed, I don't know,
Scribble.
scribbled, to write or draw something quickly or carelessly. Scribbled a note to Ron explaining where he was gone and went down the spiral staircase to the common room. Oh, okay. His Nubius 2000, and on his shoulder he had just reached the portrait hall when where was a clatter behind him, and Colin Criven, what the fuck is his name, came dashing down the spiral staircase.
Clatter.
Clatter, to make continuous loud noise by hitting hard objects against. Okay, where was I? His camera was swinging madly around his neck and something clutched in his hand. I heard someone saying your name on the stairs, Harry. Look what I've got here. I've had it developed. I wanted to show you. Harry looked. Boo. I looked at what?
Bemusedly.
Bemusingly. In a way that makes you slightly confused or shows that you are slightly bemusingly. And the photograph Colin was brandishing under his nose. A moving black and white Lockhart was tonguing. Wow.
Tug.
To put something quickly and usually with a lot of force. Tonguing hard on an arm Harry recognized as his own. He was pleased to see that his photographic self was putting up a good fight and refusing to be dragged into view. As Harry watched, Lockhart gave up and slumped, panting against the white edge of the picture. Oh God. Okay.
Slumped.
Having you heard low or shoulders forward? Like this. Okay. Alright. Will you sign it? Said Colin eagerly. No, said Harry flatly, glancing around to check that the room was really deserted. Sorry, Colin, I'm in a hurry. Quidditch practice. He climbed through the portrait hole. Oh wow, wait for me. I've never watched a Quidditch game before. Colin scrambled through the hole after him. It would be really boring, Harry said quickly, but Colin ignored him, his face shining with excitement. You were the youngest house player in 100 years. Weren't you, Harry? Weren't you? Said Colin, trotting water alongside him. Oh.
Trot.
Trotting. If a horse or similar animal with four legs trots, it runs at its slowest speed using short steps in which a front legs and back leg on the opposite side move together. If the horse or similar animal with four legs trots, it runs at the slowest speed using short steps. Okay, I don't get that. Okay, fine. Trotting. Ah, shit. Where's I? Trotting alongside him. You must be brilliant. I've never flown. Is it easy? Is that your own broom? Is that the best one there is? I didn't know how to get rid of him. It was like having an extremely talkative shadow. I don't really understand Quidditch, said Colin breathlessly. Is it true there are four balls and two of them flying around trying to knock people off their brooms? Yes, said Harry heavily, resigned to explain the complicated rules of Quidditch. They are called branchers, right? Branchers, I don't know. There are two beaters on each team who carry clubs to beat the branchers away from their side. Fred and George Weasley are the Gryffindor beaters. And what are the other balls for? Connie asked, tripping down a couple of steps because he was gazing open-mouthed at Harry. Well, the quaffly. I can't. That's the biggish red one. It's the one that scores goals. Three chasers on each team throw the quaffly to each other and try to get it through the goalposts at the end of the pitch. There are three long poles with hoops on the end, and the fourth ball is a golden snitch, said Harry, and it's very small, very fast, and difficult to catch. But that's what the seekers got to do, because a game of Quidditch doesn't end until the snitch has been caught. And whichever team seeker gets the snitch earns his team an extra 150 points. And you are the Gryffindor seeker, aren't you? Said Colin in owl. Owl. Right?
Oh.
In awe. A feeling of great respect, something mixed with fear or surprise. Okay. Oh god, oh my guys. Oh yeah. Yes, said Harry as they left the castle and started across the dew-drenched grass. Wow, what? Dew. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay.
Drench.
Drench, to make someone or something extremely wet. Dew drenched grass. And there's a keeper too. He guards the goalposts. That's it, really. But Corey didn't stop questioning Harry all the way down the sloping lawns to the Greenwich field. Found. Oh, I forgot how to. Oh, okay.
Field.
Field! Jesus! Greenwich field. And Harry only shook him off when he reached the changing rooms. Colin called after him in a piping voice. I will go and get a good seat, Harry, and hurry off to the stands. The rest of the Gryffindor teams were already in the changing room. Wood was the only person who looked truly awake. Fred and George Weasley were sitting, puffy-eyed and torso, torso,
Tussle.
tussle to make someone's hair untidy of. Okay, tousled hair, next to fourth year's Erika Bennett, who seemed to be nodding off against the wall behind her. Her fellow chasers, Katie Bell, and Angelina Johnson were yawning side by side opposite them. "There you are, Harry. What kept you?" said Wood briskly. I forgot a minute about.
briskly,
All right, all right. Now I wanted a quick talk with you all before we actually get onto the field. Field, right? Wow, I forgot to swim, man. Because I spent the summer advancing a whole new training program.
devise,
Oh, devising, goddamn. Okay, yeah. Which I really think will make all the difference. Wood was holding up a large diagram. God, so many words I don't know.
diagram,
Diagram of a Quidditch field, on which were drawn many lines, arrows, and crosses in different colored links. He took out his wand, tapped the board, and the arrows began to swingle over the diagrams like caterpillars.
caterpillar,
What? As Wood launched into a speech about his new tactics. Oh, how do you pronounce that, man?
Tactics.
Tactics, okay. So that's strategy. Okay. Fred Wesley's head drooped right onto Alizia Spinney's shoulder, and he began to snore. The first board took nearly 20 minutes to explain, but there was another board on the left. In the third on that one, Harry sank into a what? Oh god, it's
stupor,
sank into a stupor, a state in which a person is almost unconscious and their thoughts are not clear, as Wood drawn on and on. So, said Wood, at long last, jerking Harry from a wistful fantasy about what he could be eating for breakfast at this very moment up at the castle. Is that clear? Any questions? "I've got a question, Oliver," said George, who had woken with a start. "Why couldn't you have told us all this yesterday when we were awake?" Wood wasn't pleased. "Now, listen here, you lot," he said, glowering at them all. "We should have worn a Quidditch cap last year. We are easily the best team, but unfortunately, owing to circumstances beyond our control." Harry shifted guiltily in his seat. He had been unconscious in the hospital wing for the final match of the previous year, meaning that Gryffindor had been a player short and had suffered their worst defeat in 300 years. Wood took a moment to regain control of himself. Their last defeat was clearly still torturing him. "So, this year we train harder than ever before. Okay, let's go and put our new theories into practice," Wood shouted, seizing his broomsticks and leading the way out of the locker rooms. Stiff-legged wild and still yawning, his team followed. Is that name or What the fuck? I don't understand that. Oh, oh, so it's stiff-legged. Yeah, Stevie. They had been they had been in the locker room so long that the sun was up completely now, although remnants. No, it's not.
Remnant.
Remnant, a small piece or amount of something that is left from a larger original piece of amount. A small piece of amount of what? A small piece of amount or something that is left from larger original piece of what? Okay, sorry, I don't understand that. Okay. God. Although remnants of mist hung over the grass in the in
Stadium.
stadium. Oh god. A large closed area of land with rows of seats around the side. Okay, that's a picture there, so I don't need stadium. As Harry walked onto the field, he saw Ron and Hermione sitting in the stands. Aren't you finished yet? Corang what? Corang what?
Incredulously.
Incredulously, in a way that shows you don't. In a way that shows you do not want or are unable to believe something. Okay, incredulously. Haven't even started. Haven't even started," said Harry, looking jealous at the toast and marmalade Ron and Hermione had brought out of the great hall was being teaching us new moves. He mounted his broomstick and kicked at the ground, soaring, right? Soaring. Okay, soaring.
Soaring.
Soaring was very quickly, soaring up into the air. The cool morning air whipped his face. Why whipped? Don't tell me it's wiped. God, please don't tell me it's wiped.
Whip.
Okay, yeah, with his face, making him far more effectively than Wood's long talk. It feels wonderful to be back on the Quidditch field. He soared right around the stadium at full speed, raising Fred and George. "What's the funny click noise?" called Fred as they hurtled. Hurtled.
Hurdle.
Hurtled to move very fast, especially in a way that seems dangerous. Hurtled around a corner. Harry looked into the stands. Colin was sitting in one of the highest seats, his camera raised, taking pictures after pictures. The sound strangely magnified in the deserted stadium. Okay,
Magnify.
magnified, god damn. Okay, to make something look larger than it is, especially by looking at it through a what? What is this?
Lens.
Lens. Okay, it's like, right? Zoom in, right? Okay. Okay, that's today's 20 minutes, so. Yeah. Ah, my progress is very slow, I know. But I think it's fine. Improving takes time, so yeah.